up? What's up? Here we are, Trading Live with Bubba. And of course, consumer confidence, the worst number in 3 years. Well, no surprise. You look what's going on. There is no surprise. If you look at the interest rate market, okay, the interest rates since the Fed cut have gone up every day. So what good did the cut do you and me, the American middle class? Nothing. In the meantime, I have a trade open in gold. Obviously, you are not in it with me because you weren't here. Now we're looking at some others. They're very close. But again, I'm not going to reach for anything here. Certainly, we will potentially look at the Dow here. The problem is going to be is that the risk isn't going to be too high. So again, we're not really going to force trades here. That's not what we do. We wait for good, solid setups. And again, the volume is still pretty light and pretty pathetic. I would say to you that what we really need is a good, solid sell-off. Again, not that I'm bearish. I just think that the solid sell-off will bring back the action. The crude stop would be, Dow stop would be 42,682. So I'm not taking 100 ticks risk on this trade right now. Nothing else is really close to qualifying other than potentially the Russell. I think we'll pass for now and see what goes on. We'll look at it. And again, we're not going to force anything. It's not what we do. In the meantime, as we look at our normal list, Apple continues to be stuck in a range. But remember last week we talked about Thursday that it was a good opportunity to sell put spreads, and bang, we did sell put spreads. So there you have it. And of course, Amazon. Again, I'd still be looking to sell call spreads here. I think this is getting well overdone. In fact, I'm going to take a look at it right now while we're together and see if there's something I want to do here. And again, last week they were close. You could have lost, you could have made, depending on what you did and where you sold it. Let's see here. We're at 191. So I look at the 192.50, 195. 192.50, 195. I'm going to go ahead and put an order in to work that at $1. Okay. I think that's a reasonable sale. If we can get it again, I do think we're fairly overbought. So I'm going to go ahead and be a little bit more aggressive on some of these trades. And coin in the middle of nowhere. There's not much to do here. So again, if there's not much to do, we don't do anything. Crowd. This is interesting. Again, I don't think I'd want to chase it down now, but it was up to 300 on Friday and would have been a sale yesterday. Here we are again. Part of the profit we would have taken. Not that it won't go lower, because certainly it should probably come down another $20 from here. But because of the lack of activity, because of what's going on, I'm not all that anxious to get overly involved. So I think that this is what you got to remember. Okay, always about trading is, do you really want to be involved, okay, in a market that is fairly quiet? Meta, again, this would be a sale here. I would look at this now. In fact, I'm going to do it right now with you. Meta, Michael Echo Tango Alpha. And, okay. I still have this from last week. 565, 570. Okay. Let's see if I want to add to it here. And let's see. Now I'm going to wait. But again, it would be, if you don't have it on it, we wanted to potentially look at. Okay. Google, Golf Oscar, Golf Lima, in the middle of nowhere. Once again, remember, we have to wait our turn, okay, for the opportunity. IWM, again, last week we talked about selling this one, and you could have sold it every day, but of course we did make money on it last Thursday. Moderna continues to go to the crapper. Again, I don't know if it's worth keep trying to try to take this one or not. Again, it's dramatically oversold. But again, one thing about equities versus commodities is equities can go to zero. I'm going to take a look and see what the juice looks like on Moderna and make a decision if I want to participate or play. I'll let you know in a second. Let's see, Moderna at 64. So if I sold the 64, 63, I could do that. I'm going to go ahead and sell that for 45 cents to 64, 63. Either it holds or it doesn't hold. Okay, I'm not worried about it. Again, these to me are very high probability setups. Either way, I think that, again, they may lose, but I'm not taking open-ended risk. And I think that's something that you always have to remember is as long as we're not taking open-ended risk, we can go ahead and take some of these trades. Microsoft, which we did sell last week and is working perfectly. Okay. Nugget, I would be looking at Nugget as a potential. In fact, I'm going to look at it right now. I think that gold is well oversold. Well overbought. And that relates to Nugget as well. Golf Tango. 50. Oops, that's not good. Hold on one second. I'm going to go ahead and sell that for 45 cents as well. Okay. So again, what the fuck? Okay. And let's see here. NVIDIA in the middle of nowhere. Nothing to do. Really stuck. Looking for probably a pretty sharp, big move to happen shortly here. The Qs, close. Again, I wouldn't have a problem with selling them. I did sell, just full disclosure, I did sell daily spreads today. Call spreads when they were much higher. So again, I'm not saying it's too late, but I did sell them when they were at a higher price. I did sell. I'll tell you where exactly where I sold the 485, 486 for 40 cents earlier. Okay. Square, I think, is again close. But again, I'm not interested in close. SPY, close. Tesla's probably a play, and it would be. I would certainly look at Tesla as a spot to sell some call spreads, and I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Make sure I didn't forget that I have it on from last week. Tango Sierra Lima Alpha. Okay, and this motherfucker. Okay, and let's see, 255, 257.50 for $1.02. Yeah, I'm going to take that one as well. Okay. All right. So let me get back to this. And the win, which we don't do much, but is popping today. Okay. Again, we've been a seller. Now I would look to be a seller of call spreads. Okay. Again, this is just what we do and what we look for and for the opportunities that we look to have. Okay. And, again, at the end of the day, that you start out grinding until we get some real business. Okay. And then you start, firing a little bit heavier. But right now there isn't much to do. I mean, even my gold trade, which I made a little money on it. Wasn't anything to write home about. It looked like it was going to be good. And then it popped right back up. Okay. So again, I don't have anything that fits the protocol that we want to have right now. Okay. And at the end of the day, that's fine. Okay. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. Again, there's no sense in forcing action. Okay. You don't get paid for the amount of trades you make. You get paid for making good trades. And right now, I don't see anything that's really any good here. I think that it's a challenge. I think that you've got things to look at, and I don't see any real reason to get heavily involved because I don't think that we are in a position to get heavily involved. I think that, at the end of the day, okay, I think you are simply, if you're getting heavily involved, I think you're making a mistake. Okay, because again, this is a game about patience. It's a game about waiting for the opportunity. And right now, we are not getting any true dramatic opportunity. And I think that's what we're waiting for. We need to have the price action participate along with the markets, and we're really not getting it. Again, you can see by the volume that the biggest tell is the volume. So in other words, I wouldn't even look at trading the Dow until the volume got to here. I wouldn't look at the Russell until the volume got to here. Okay. I wouldn't look at crude until the volume got to here. Okay. And you can get the idea of where I'm going to 10-year, gold. I mean, those, so I don't have to look at the price charts. I just have to look at where the volume's at, because then I can look at the chart. Then I don't have to convince myself or confuse myself, putting myself in a trade that probably isn't a good trade to begin with. Okay. And that, we don't have any real reason here to do anything. Okay. So without reason to do something, why would we want to get involved? And I think that is something that you have to always remember. Okay. And I think that this is important for you to watch and make sure that you are taking at least the highest shot of probability. Okay. Because at the end of the day, that's all we can do. We're playing a probability model to begin with. And I don't think there's much going on. And now maybe we'll get something here. You're getting a little bit of a rally now. We've just come back from a major pounding, and now you're getting a fairly sharp rally. Okay, well, listen, if we get something, we're going to take it. And again, I don't have a problem with taking the trade. Okay, that's one thing we always have to remember. I'm not worried about taking the trade. What I'm worried about is if I'm taking the wrong side of probability. Now, nothing really qualified here. So why would I want to trade it? Okay. Again, I'm not trying to flip a coin, or for those of you who may remember the old days, lag quarters. Okay. I don't want to take the chance of a bad bounce. I take enough risk even when everything is perfect and the setups are perfect. So why would I take something that is far away from a perfect setup? Okay. I hope that makes sense to everybody. You're certainly welcome to ask questions if you have any. But again, this is what we're always watching, is where is the probability? Okay. And right now, with this lack of activity, the lack of market action, the probability is not genuinely in our favor. Okay. And I think that we have to, again, obviously be very careful as to where we go and what we try to do. Again, even if it would have worked, I don't care about the result. I care about the setup. I care about the trade. I care about the probabilities of what I'm going to do. Any bad trade can make money. Any good trade can lose money. But at the end, if you keep making bad trades, you're going to get wiped out. And if you keep making good trades, you're going to make money. Okay. That goes back to the risk that you take and everything else that you're doing. Okay. But here, again, we don't have much. So again, I have not much else to show you other than to watch these and, kind of teach a little bit, but there isn't much going on. Okay. So, my question is, why would I want to get overly involved? Okay. It doesn't make a lot of sense to try to get too involved here, because once again, there isn't much going on. So at the end of the day, do I want to be crazy and fire around into a crappy market, or do I want to wait patiently? And to me, after this, I'm going to play golf, because there's nothing going on for me to do anyways. So I don't see any reason to be overly involved here with everybody. And, so this is really, unfortunately, we haven't had enough action. We've had a few trades here and there, and they've been pretty good, but we're not getting enough. We like volume. We like volume trades, right? We want to make a lot of trades that are all of the high probability variety. And right now we don't have much of anything. So I think that's something that you have to focus on, and remember always that your end game goal is profit. Your end game goal is to make money. And if you keep putting yourself in danger, you're probably not going to make money. So that's, again, important to understand. Okay. Again, could I have made a case for the Dow here? I could have potentially made a case, but I'm not interested. I don't care what the end result is. Again, I don't care what the result is of any one trade. What I care about is the results over many trades. In fact, one of the models that I trade regularly was down this morning about 900, and now it's profitable. Okay. Because again, it's a different model, but it trades off of the action of the market. And that's what we always have to remember. Okay. Is that we have to be willing to trade off of the price action of the overall market. So, Luis, I'm going to cut a little bit short because there's nothing to do here, and I got not much more to say. So Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you back here on Thursday, and hopefully we'll have more to do. In the meantime, have a great day, everybody. We'll see you later.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.